Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. Last time, well, CALYX is up to his old troubles. Not only is he trying to push everyone to become endless, or at least as many as he can, we're back to the whole killing people to harvest their ether and souls. And this time around, he's targeting everyone in Solution 9, probably everyone in Everkeep in general, without regulators. His basic thought is, well, if they've already accepted that they're going to die, I might as well just kill them now. Brilliant thought. Unfortunately, we still have no idea where he is, which is kind of becoming a problem as the population is slowly panicking over the deaths and the registration number is slowly climbing towards 5,000, where I imagine bad things are going to happen when that does. Wook, what's up next? Preservation, their purpose.
Tuliolal would gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation the late queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Oh, Clamat. I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made her at the last. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone, we lacked the strength to protect them. Oh, there is so much that I love in this world. Too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. And that made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves.
I have no idea if this is the right Wook Lamont voice or not. I have to go back and honestly watch some of my old videos to see.
Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends.
I mean, you got a new Sphene here. You want to be friends with this one?
So when she turned on me in the final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, Sphene. Whenever you fail or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue, and you do the same for me. That's how we'll protect the things we love. That's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right.
Hey, don't forget about me. What am I, chopped liver? Come on, I'm a part of this little conversation too.
Oh, how could we? We'd not be where we are now without you. Right, we got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol, or see if Shale needs a hand? There you are!
Oh, hello.
Oh, Galuja! Ah, splendid! We were afraid we missed you. Alice and the others said you were here. Good news, Dekumon. We finally found a chink in CALYX's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed a preservation initiative. Containment Complex 1029 it's called, and it's been falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is what CALYX is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long just to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together?
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Thank you for all your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up! We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I've cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting.
Alright. Am I about to get my dungeon? There's already a dungeon marker over here, yeah. I'm guessing we're not gonna have a second one right next to the first one.
Ready to head up? Next stop, the 10th level.
Alright. So, not the dungeon.
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories. so dark I can barely see.
Hang on, I got a fire spell. I'll light the place up. Or terminal might work.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
Ah.
You got the lights working.
And everything else too. Though I doubt they'll find too much here.
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City.
Yeah.
As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
Tracked that here then. Cool.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols.
Oh, that sounds exhausting.
After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
You're a treasure, Shale. Sounds like you need one of Genald's energy. Oh god. I don't know, this feels more like a threat than anything.
Those concoctions would probably do me more harm than good, but I appreciate the sentiment. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to CALYX. We're more than happy to help, of course, but I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
Oh, not good. Shale's clearly looking for some action.
You all know our main objective. We're here to pick up CALYX's trail. And I've learned of a certain device that should help us do just that. I'll explain how as we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director's office.
So we need access to the director's office, is what you're saying.
Now, as for where that might be, yes, this map matches my data. This room is where this room we're in is in the Researchers' Commons, located in the western side of the complex. The director's office is to the northeast of here.
Ah.
So, we should cut across this circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but unfortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We'll need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it'll probably be a card of some kind. Can't you, work some electro magic on it? I'll try my best, but this type of lock is well before my time. It may take a while to crack it. And in case I can't, you might want to look around and see if anyone left a security card behind. Considering the state of this place, it does seem like they abandoned it in some haste. I shouldn't be surprised if we found one.
Huh.
Very well, let's get to searching, shall we?
Alright. Loot the room.
I expect that the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings.
You begin searching Containment Complex 1029. Close cooperation will be necessary to overcome the obstacles barring your path forward. Helpful hints will appear in a different color. Pay close attention to the information provided by your comrades, should you find yourself unable to proceed. Oh, this is cute. We're literally gonna be looking around. Personal belongings, eh? Well, I suppose we just start looking around here. What do we got in here? This small shelving unit holds some office supplies and little else of note. How about some abandoned paperwork? Maybe there's a key card underneath these. A few documents sit in a tidy stack atop the desk. You find no security cards hidden among them. Did someone throw it away? Half-open desk drawers. That's not a bad idea. Hang on. This appears to be the only desk with the drawers already open. You can tell at a glance that the desk's former owner has left some things behind. Yeah, let's go poke a nose. You discover a card-shaped object. The electrode surface is marked with a bold level 1.
Oh, could that be what we were looking for? Try it on the door and see if it opens.
Well. That was easy enough. What's on this? The terminal screen displays what appears to be the index page of an employee manual. Right. For security reasons, Containment Complex 1029 has been registered as a materials distribution center. Keep this in mind and conduct yourself accordingly, both inside and outside the facility. Each employee must perform their tasks within their designated workrooms, the Researcher's Commons, the Proto Lab, or the Dawntrail Lab. Entrance into another workroom without official clearance is strictly prohibited. Carry your security card at all times. Your clearance level dictates the areas to which you have access. Equip your regulator at all times. Due to the highly confidential nature of the research materials and other data managed within this complex, Reservation retains the ownership of, and the rights to modify, the memories of all registered personnel. Wow, shit. Access denied. Please log in with your personal account to view. Oh, how about this? Complex Director Demetrius, Protolab Chief EOS4, Dawntrail Lab Chief Redacted. That's interesting. Redacted, eh? A scanning device. The card-shaped object you hold looks to be of a similar size to the scanner panel. Alright. Does a level 1 keycard get me through this door? You hold the card-shaped object up to the scanner. Ding dong! The door's open.
It's open! You did it, Dekumon! And a good thing, too. I was getting nowhere with that outdated circuit. I'm curious, though. Why would they abandon a facility like this? It was run by a Director Demetrius, also the terminal that told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Then let's continue onward. The door to the director's office is across the central hub.
Though I doubt it will open for a level 1 keycard. Oh, yeah, this is definitely going to be a big nope here. You hold the level 1 security card up, but the scanner beeps in disapproval.
No good. Maybe we need a different card. Yes, the scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as the delay chafes me, we'll just have to comb through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. Let's start our search in the Proto Lab. That door is already open at least. We'll find a way through together, Shale. I'm sure of it.
Little back nod action going on. Alright, I can see where this is going. We're gonna find the level 2 card in the Proto Lab and the level 3 card in the Dawntrail Lab, most likely. Huh. Back to searching around again.
The way this room is set up, the canister inserted into that large device looks to be a soul cell. Could this be where they conducted their experiments to create Endless? But we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way into the director's office must take precedence. Speaking of which, Galulja mentioned a locker over in the corner that he couldn't open. Perhaps you could take a look.
A locker? Locker. A number pad. Oh dear. The locker is shut tight. The number pad suggests that inputting a correct combination will open it. You've yet to uncover any potential combinations. Perhaps speaking with your comrades will progress your investigation. Alright.
It appears to be a researcher's personal data tablet.
Skim through the entries? Sure. Today I begin my employment at Preservation. The organization was unfamiliar to me, but when the recruitment letter arrived, I had a gut feeling that this work would be far more fulfilling than any orthodox medical practice. My instincts were correct. Master CALYX's philosophy is the refined ideal of notions I've only ever vaguely entertained, that mankind must evolve beyond the shackles of its flesh and blood existence. That part I don't have a problem with. The problem I have is the need of ether from humans and other living creatures in order to sustain yourselves. That becomes an issue.
I had a meeting with Director Dimitris today. I've heard others praise his genius intellect, but yet he seems but a guttering candle in comparison to Master CALYX's blinding brilliance. This morning I was permitted to access the top floor and observe the workings of living memory. As predicted, the shortage of ether required to sustain the Endless is reaching critical levels, yet Queen Sphene insists on continuing her ineffectual flailing. Our Malalia colleagues, including the Protolab chief, have been behaving in a decidedly suspicious manner of late. Should I report my concerns to the director? Oh. This is where Kryle's parents worked. From tomorrow, I've been assigned to assist with the research project in the Deutero lab. We are scheduled to conduct a major experiment, the details of which I have been kept ignorant. It would seem prudent to back up my memory data. Reached the end of the journal entries. Without anything interesting. Gululja, you find any combinations yet?
I dug through this data tablet and found a journal. I'll read it to you. The results of experiment 158 show a marked improvement in ether extraction rates. At last we have achieved the target value set by Master CALYX. Though I will become endless as per our ascendancy protocols, I will preserve this historic number along with my few remaining worldly effects. Preserve the number?
Preserve the number, eh? Try it. See if 158 will work. Select the keys on the pad to input a combination. Enter up to 5 digits and press the confirm key. Oh. A 1, a 5, an 8. Damn. Okay, fine. So maybe try talking to other people in the group. Maybe 158 isn't it. Not alone.
This machine feeds to a soul cell. I'm reminded of my imprisonment by the Empire. Surely this device wasn't made to hold people.
Might.
It all looks so complicated. I shall have to ask Shale to teach me how to use these machines.
Wook, you find anything interesting?
These notes seem to be about the research they did in here. Let's take a look. Experiment 148. Submitting inference. Candidate 21201-930 to be considered for efficiency procedure review. Experiment 158. Maximum value of 11509 recorded. Competitive study to be included in the report. Alright then.
So I need 11509, okay.
Oh, and one more. Experiment 163. New proposal was produced a result of 9834. Decreased value verified. Well, I have no idea what any of this means. Maybe it will make sense later on.
Okay, I want to double check the number again. 11509. This thing said I could enter 5 digits, and I'm thinking that's what I need. 11509. And now all of a sudden the thing has changed. It said, you have gleaned some data. 11509. Hey! Locker's open. And there's a key card. The locker pops open. Inside, you discover a level 2 security card. Not good enough for the director's office, but it should get me into the Deutero lab.
Dekumon, you got the locker open.
Mm-hmm.
And you found another security card. Oh, but does that say level 2? We needed a level 3, didn't we? Yes, but that should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well, Dekumon.
Eh? I'm enjoying this. This is a nice little change of pace from the main story.
Oh, these preservation members led such surprisingly normal lives. Leaving notes, losing their cards. I guess I imagined they'd be more, what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical. Oh, my parents were once part of preservation, if you recall. It was in the researchers who agreed with CALYX and his philosophy underwent the conversion to endless entities. But I assume those who could not, or would not, eventually left the organization altogether. Oh, I almost forgot. The researchers kept journals in their data tablets. The ones I read don't explain much, but something big happened in the complex, and afterwards it was decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this, or you can tell how much they admired CALYX and his work. The entries ended after that, but maybe you can read more on that other tablet there.
Yeah, I already did.
Right, let's move this investigation to another room. Well, we have the Deutero lab and the maintenance facilities left to search. Both are accessed via the southeast corridor. Oh, so let's go back to the hub and the locked door across the way. Which will hopefully yield before our new security card. I'll take the old one if you like. I doubt we'll have any much use for it now.
Well, go ahead. It's basically just a posterity piece. Alright, our level 2 keycard should open this with any luck. Ding. Hey, there we go.
Yes, it opened. So, where should we go first? The Dawntrail lab or facilities? Let's start with the lab.
Okay. To the lab, then. But I want to go to the facilities.
Shale, there doesn't seem to be any power here. No, not at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit, which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here. There's a sign above the card scanner. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities.
Ah, so I have to go to facilities after all.
The facilities room is down the other branch of the corridor. Let's see about getting the power restored to the Dawntrail lab, shall we?
Okay. With the back nod. Alright. So we need the maintenance room regardless. Oh, I feel a puzzle coming on.
Engaging power supply. No good. It's returning an error. There must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code reference, if the power supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time, then we need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels.
Huh.
Shale, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes, and by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. But how does it send power to the other lab? Ah, I see.
Well, care to share with the rest of the class?
The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down the hall directly to the Dawntrail lab. Which means we need a way to connect the generator to that cable. What about these patterns on the floor? Could this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? I believe you have the right of it. Using the control panel and set into each of the tiles, we create an unbroken path for the power to flow. What I wouldn't give for an instruction manual. Oh, indeed. If you could look around for any written procedures, I'll keep digging through the terminal's directions. Might I ask someone to operate the generator? I can do it. I used that type of machine before. Then, would you be willing to try and reconfigure the circuit path, Dekumon? The rest of us can help by supplying Dekumon with whatever information might be found on the circuitry configuration.
Okay. Like I said, a little puzzle. Alright, so how is this going to work? Do these rotate? You must arrange the 4 tile patterns in the correct positions. Access the control panels and configure the circuitry. The circuit remains unchanged. The pattern you selected is the same as the... Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. I see how this is gonna go. This one needs to be the square, because this is the only way this pattern gets over here. And that means this one has to be the triangle. Perfect. Unfortunately, I'm lost which this one's supposed to be. Are you the circle? You are the circle. You know, just so we have it. Boom, there's the diamond. Actually, wait, hold on. Oh no, this is a split, okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me turn this one to the triangle then. There we go, that's what it wanted. Couldn't have any open circuits. You've connected all the circuits. Inform your comrades of the successful reconfiguration. That was cute. I mean, it was a really basic puzzle, but it was still cute, and I'm glad we put it in.
It worked! Oh, we did it, Dekumon.
Mm-hmm.
The Dawntrail lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. I may, Shiel, could we access a certain data log before moving on? I was checking the early storage shelves, and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation, the Early Days is the title.
Gonna get some side information on the parents?
Of course, it'll only take a moment to bring up the contents. There we are. It looks to be a text-based account. I'll read it out. Preservation, an Alexandrian Institute for Technological Development, was founded by CALYX, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Approval for establishing the organization came during Alexandria's involvement in the Storm Surge, with CALYX's designs for new defensive solutions funded in large part by the Treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity and casualties mounted, CALYX funneled Preservation's resources toward the perfection of memory storage. Research into the field continued even after the Storm Surge came to an end, with CALYX eventually electing to preserve his own memories in a virtual domain.
Sounds like he was one of the first of the Endless.
So this account is from before he embraced his endless existence, hundreds of years ago. I met him only once, before the Storm Surge began. I was attending my father, who was then the reigning king of Alexandria. CALYX could not have been more than 10 years of age, and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness. Yet still he published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. Life should not be lost to the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind his words. So it was that when war came to our kingdom, my father was quick to commit his unwavering support to this somber youth and his proposals for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought the death of both my parents. Overwhelmed as I was by my sudden succession to the throne, I suspect they spared me the reports on endless research and other less urgent matters. So, you had no way of knowing what kind of person CALYX was changing into?
Nope.
Did he change? I wonder. Perhaps he has ever been the type to value ideals over compassion, and I simply failed to see it at the time. Or perhaps he did change, but is still driven by those same deeply held beliefs. That mortality is cruel and unjust, and his role is to deliver mankind from this fate. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we?
Okay. Come on, we got one more lab to loot. And I'm curious about this one because we didn't know who directed it.
And if I've done my job correctly, the door to the Dawntrail lab should be accessible now. I'll give everyone a once-over just to be sure.
Okay. Sorry, everything a once-over just to be sure. So this quest is going to complete here.
The energy current seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. The security card, if you please. Oh, and a quick prayer that a shorted wire doesn't burn me from the inside out.
Sheesh, yeah, you can have it then. Alright, what do we got? Food, money. I want money.
Next up, a calculated evolution. Right, I'll get this door open. Oh, bonus, I didn't explode. Whew, smooth as silk. Let's head inside and see what awaits.
We do like these back nods today. Oh, sorry if you're hearing some weird music. We have an ice cream truck going by I can hear.
Gods above, is that?
A cup? Oh, were they trying to make their own version?
The key to interdimensional fusion! That looks to be a schematic on the monitor. And they've used it to make another key. But isn't it missing the shard inside like the one Dekumon has? We may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Malala relic. Once this treasure came into its possession, Preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all the vessel's components were constructed here. So, what might that tell us?
That the crystal itself is the key. This is just the device they made to control it. Yeah, exactly. The thing inside the thing is the real key.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes. It is as my parent explained.
Getting myself tongue-tied here.
The key remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with the electrope, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion. Not who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why.
I mean, it has to have been probably done under the Ascian's auspicions somehow, right?
Now it makes sense. CALYX can track the key because its vessel was made by preservation. I believe there is much we will learn in this room. On our next visit, I'll have to enlist Estrola's assistance for a more thorough investigation.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be thrilled.
I too am curious about a great many things, but pinning down CALYX's whereabouts is our top priority. Hopefully there's a security card in here that grants access to the director's office. The research conducted in this lab appears to have been highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization's upper echelons, and that means higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cards they may have left behind. Remember, anything less than level 3 is no good to us.
Okay. Search for a level 3 security card. Well, try a storage crate. Never know. This lone storage crate is filled with document binders and other miscellaneous objects. Not a bunch of security cards. Pooh. What else could I interact with? Hello. Maybe someone left one here on the shelf. The sturdy-looking shelving unit holds a storage crate and sealed barrels. No sign of any security cards. How about this cabinet drawer? Hello. You find a security card in a cabinet drawer.
Oh, did you just find a security card? That's a stroke of luck. Let's have Shayla examine it just to be sure.
I was kind of hoping for another puzzle to solve.
Well, if this isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Dekumon. Oh, a level 3! This should get us into the director's office. So what was it you were hoping to find in there again, Shale? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us. Oh, right. I haven't properly explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data relay.
Come again?
After we discovered this ostensibly abandoned complex, I performed a cursory investigation which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data's routing, I confirmed traffic from a web of Everkeep's security cameras. Considering the way CALYX is always one step ahead of us, we must assume he's quietly seized control of the city's surveillance system and has been using it to monitor activities.
Oh, so if you find the data relay, you can piggyback off of that connection and maybe find out where he is.
To monitor what you, as the key holder, are planning.
Not fond of that, though.
But since CALYX is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Which is why I need the data relay, if I can analyze the device and see where it's rerouting all the surveillance traffic. Then you can pinpoint CALYX's position. That said, he has done nothing to impede our progress, which makes me think I might be on entirely the wrong track.
Or he honestly doesn't know we're here. Or he's luring us into a trap.
Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us is because he can't. Back in the old castle, CALYX said he was measuring Dekumon's strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than him?
Fair. I mean, his little Beatrix clone didn't do much.
Oh, speaking of cameras, that was another thing I meant to mention. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed in this room. The most recent recording was so crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data though, if you'd like to see it.
Oh yeah, please.
I'll start the show then.
I suspect we're about to see Krau's parents stealing the key. Or someone hiding the level 3 security card we just found.
Are you really planning to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me. I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process? If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
Dude, you gotta get a haircut.
Your argument is a rejection of Master CALYX's vision.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject. But I cannot. He and I are too different, in too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research. I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come.
Oh, might she be one of the founding members of Oblivion?
Surely you...
Oh, never mind. Baby Sasha there decided he wanted to shoot the bitch.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
Wow. And then he went and deleted the video badly. Great! So CALYX's followers are just as crazy as he is. No surprise there.
She only wanted to leave and he executed her. I checked the images against the personnel data, and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Demetrius himself. Everything I could find on him pointed to a deep infatuation with Master CALYX. The cameras in this room have been out of operations ever since that incident. Given that this recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers.
Yep.
I'm not surprised, given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. They spoke of rushing me through a portal, even as Preservation's agents closed in on them. I dared not ask what became of them after that, but if it turns out they were captured by their pursuers...
I mean, we found them in living memory as endless. So, make of that what you will.
I'm sure they managed to escape.
They sure as hell did not regret their actions, no. They managed to make it out and become endless at some point, which I guarantee if Preservation had caught them, they would not have done.
I want to believe they did. And even if they didn't, I hope they at least enjoyed what time they had as endless. Oh, Kyle. Oh, Reinhardsveen. Thanks to the Haven of Living Memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. And I forgot to say proper goodbye to them. It is enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conduit unfolded between your parents and Preservation.
Sorry, conflict.
But what we do know is that your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross into the source or threaten their child's safety. Right, let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. To the director's office!
Yep-a-do. Oh, if this were a Resident Evil game, and it's starting to remind me of one more and more, I'm probably gonna find the guy's corpse in there, and by the guy, I mean the director. Alright, let's see if this level 3 card is actually what it really is all cracked up to be. You hold the level 3 security card up to the scanner. It goes beep.
Oh, there we go. Let's head inside. Now to find that data relay. And don't be shy, everyone. Speak up if anything odd catches your eye. Dekumon, come with me. I might have need of that security card.
Okay. Oh, I'm slightly disappointed that there's no body in here.
Damn. This terminal isn't connected to any outside networks, so it can't be the data relay that I'm looking for. This office is although smaller than the map suggested. I'm positive we're in the right room. What am I missing? Sorry, Dekumon, could I ask you and the others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle?
Oh. Secret door, secret door, secret door. We're looking for a secret door, secret door, secret door. What do we got here? Oh, wow. Straight to cutscene. Amongst other personal effects, you find what is presumably the director's data tablet. A closed locker stands next to the table. Start with the data tablet. You pick up the data tablet and begin skimming through the contents. Daily reports. Nothing of note. The mystery of the key's activation condition remains unsolved. The key triggered an explosion today. Temporary interdimensional portal verified. Continued attempts to stabilize the core's energy reactions. 13 researchers sustained fatal injuries in the explosion. Memory facilities of 4 personnel sufficiently intact for endless conversion. Remaining 9 designated for ether reclamation processing, aka they got their souls sucked. Nothing of note. Rejected resignation of 2 Malala researchers. Oh. Major incident. Details in full report. Those 2 inept Malala broke with preservation and absconded with the key. Though the fugitives had since been caught and eliminated, we were too late to recover the relic. Oh. The only reason we retained our flesh was to serve Master CALYX as physical instruments to conduct his experiments. Deprived of the object of our research, our existence serves no further purpose. I dare not imagine the depths of his disappointment in me. The complex is to be shut down. All personnel will have their bodies reduced to ether, which will be allocated for further experimentation. Memory data will be archived. Any endless conversions will be subject to Master CALYX's discretion. If he does not deem us fit, then we are not deserving of eternal life. God damn. You suck CALYX's dick any harder? All personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocols have been completed, I will proceed with my own corporeal dissolution. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pristine condition. Whether it be needed for experiments or otherwise, it must be ready to support future operations in whatever capacity Master CALYX requires. To that end, facility equipment will be maintained in stasis mode. Furthermore, a critical component for secure room access will be stored separately to defend against unauthorized entry. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Also, I couldn't search the locker. Why? What's that? The collection of soul cells may have once belonged to the director. They appear to be empty now. I see. We're just looking for information here. You find a crumpled note wedged between the file binders. Secure room lift access. Required passwords to be input simultaneously in terminals in the Proto Lab, the Dawntrail Lab, and the Director's Office. Oh. Perhaps this discovery would be of interest to Shale. Yeah, no shit. What the heck am I finding at the beverage station? Having lain dormant for years, the now active coffee maker has already entered a self-cleaning cycle. It appears to have no other purpose beyond brewing coffee, though it remains to be seen when it will be able to do so once more. Cute.
Have you found something?
Yeah, actually I have. This seems rather useful. Secure lift.
Thank you. A misplaced note, was it? Oh, with instructions for accessing a secure room, no less. Seems we need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. Oh, there was no such room marked on the map, was there? No, a precautionary measure, no doubt. And if passwords are involved, I expect the access lift itself is concealed too. Concealed? By a lit job, you mean? Ah, could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. Remember what Cahiers used to say, Shale? Never trust an electrope surface.
Ah. Electrope isn't always what it appears to be. You can pass right through electrope. Yeah, might be a hologram.
Oh, of course. Electro is how you alter the look of all of Solution 9's floors and walls, isn't it? Oh, in which case it shouldn't be too hard to disable. And there.
Ah.
Another door! I managed to deactivate the projection, but the lock is another story. Didn't that note lay out the password protocol? I say we go ahead and try it. I agree. 2 people should prepare the lab terminals for input, while the rest of us look for passwords here in the office. I'll take the Proto Lab. Then I'll take the Deutero Lab. Actually, it might be better if you stayed, Sven. Your knowledge of Alexandria and its people could be needed here. Oh yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, that may be something that I can help with. I can help too! I lived my whole life in Alexandria after all. I will take Deuterology Lab then. We can keep in touch via communicator to match our timing.
Okay.
Dekumon, you shall have the honor of entering the office password. Once we've determined what we need to input, take your place at this terminal. I'll stand by to guide Wooklamut and Kryle through the process.
There we go. I was wondering where my nod was.
You know, that display plate over there, the one with the gems, I thought since it was made of electrope it might have some other purpose. But I couldn't find any switches or buttons to make it do anything. Maybe you can figure it out, Dekumon.
Huh. Jewel display plate. You know, this looks like it's missing a jewel. 2 jewels are embedded in the garnet plate, in the electroplate. You identify the blue gem as a sapphire, the red gem as a garnet. There also appears to be an empty slot for another jewel to fill. Yeah, and I need to find one. You've located Director Dimitri's personal data tablet in locker space. Yeah, I want to try opening the locker now. Oh, lovely. It's this CALYX shrine. It contains nothing of note. You quietly shut the locker door. That was funny. So where would that stupid freaking emerald be? Which I imagine has to be an emerald.
I should take a closer look at these reports. One of them might have hints to the passwords. I kept searching the drawers with the books and found a cube puzzle made of electrope. It's probably just a toy, but maybe...
Solve the puzzle?
Ah, you got it! Let's see. If I move this bit, then connect this circuit to that one. Ah, there! Huh? There was something inside. Oh, it's a pretty green stone. I think it might be Alexandrite. They say these gems were so treasured in the past that they named the kingdom after them. Here, you should hold on to this one just in case.
Ah. There's the gem we were looking for. Alright. Try to insert the Alexandrite into the empty slot. Hello. The gemstones fit snugly into place. Almost immediately afterwards, the glowing lines of a diagram appear on the display, accompanied by a short phrase. Could this represent a floor plan of this complex? Yeah, exactly. As you continue studying the display, you realize that these shapes correspond to the rooms of the complex in which you now stand. This may be related to the passwords you were looking for. Oh, what does this say? The glowing words appear to be handwritten. What do they say?
Oh, yes, I knew that jewel would come in handy. Let me see. Heed the stones. This must be about the special meanings Alexandrians have for gems. It's an old belief, I think. Each type of gem means something different. I bet if you ask Sven, she could tell you more about it. After all, even her name comes from a gemstone.
Okay. So the sapphire goes... I see. I see. Then I bet I need whatever meaning Sven has for these gems. The symbolism of Alexandrite.
But I was taught that Alexandrite represents the concept of protection. It is, incidentally, also the origin of Alexandria's name. Oh, are you thinking this has something to do with the passwords?
Yeah, I kind of do.
A sapphire and garnet as well, you say? Oh yes, they all have meanings. Alexandrite, as I said, is protection. Sapphire represents honesty. And garnet symbolizes devotion. Oh, we should try these words at the terminals and see if they're accepted. I certainly hope we're right.
Oh, okay. God damn, give me a second. I actually have to start writing shit down here. Okay, I think I've got this all written down. So, if this is correct, the Protolab password is honesty, the Deutero Lab password is devotion, and the password here is protection. So let's see if we get this right. You've gathered enough information to attempt entering the passwords.
We're all set to go here. Wuklamat and Kral are just waiting on their passwords. Let's start with Wuklamat in the Protolab. What word should she enter?
In the Protolab, we're looking for honesty.
And the password for Kral in the Deutero Lab?
That one would be devotion.
And lastly, what will be input for the director's office?
That would be protection.
Right, we have all 3 passwords ready. Now to enter them into the system at the same time.
This is an incredibly convoluted way to turn on an elevator. Alright. I love Kryle's gotta have a stepladder.
Oh, yes, we did it! I'm so glad that worked. That secure room is the only place we've yet to search. If the data relay is anywhere, it has to be in there. We'll venture in as soon as Wuklamat and Kryle rejoin us.
Hey, that worked. We'll take it. I've been impressed with this questline so far. I love it.
Alright, everyone. Time to board the lift and see what awaits us.
I imagine what awaits us is a voiced cutscene.
This terminal doesn't look special to me, but this is definitely what we're after?
It is, but whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
Yep, there's the security cameras. No, that's not an odd.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only 2 methods for interacting with the material world. One of these we saw in Living Memory, where the Endless are granted temporary bodies through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch.
The alternative is what the Sphene was using, which is basically possessing the mechanical bodies.
The other method, which Kafkiwa employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body?
Probably on a server somewhere.
The Endless are memories, and if memories are data, then...
You know, inside Electrope somewhere, in a world formed of data. Yeah, exactly. Roxas would be familiar with this shit.
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electrope-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
Right, where we fought the evil Sphene.
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso Terminal.
Yeah, but I thought we shut down the Meso Terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in Living Memory.
You did. And Kafkiwa's program performed just as she intended. The Meso Terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Sphene's body in stasis.
But...
Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect a sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
Bitch had a backup.
Let us say that the Meso terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that CALYX himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
We can try
Except
it.
I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
But now you think CALYX might be responsible.
Of course.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus. He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
Lucky fucking me. Great.
Time's up, and what a waste of time it's been.
So he was watching us.
Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary.
You're just gonna tell us where you are then?
Not in considerable effort. I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you.
Love to see you try, buddy. God, give
Come.
me those dead eyes.
I invite you to the upper reaches of the Meso terminal. The storage device which holds my memories is there. Break the memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
And if we refuse this invitation?
I will wait and continue to convert Alexandrians into Endless.
Which we cannot allow. Especially considering it also means killing a bunch of innocents along the
Consider
way.
the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, CALYX. The Endless Fiend. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
You pour salt in the wound. That disaster was a miscalculation on my part.
Oh.
As her end drew near, Sphene and her restructured memories had become one with the terminal's control systems. In that singular place, in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine.
Oh. So he couldn't interfere if he wanted to, because she was basically trying to lock everything down.
Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future, and the hero to whom she entrusted that priceless key.
Oh. Sphene saved us in the end.
I am unsure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew that someone was watching. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
It does, actually.
It does. And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me?
That dead fucking stare. Well, at least he told us where he is.
Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like CALYX.
Blow him up.
Whatever grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
I'm with you. Let's plan our next move. He's wrong if he thinks he's taking our measure. No shit. I destroyed the embodiment of despair for the entire universe. I think I can take on one damn computer program. Although I love that cocky smirk my character just had. Oh, hang on, Svi needs a hug. Drop everything.
If I may, I realize it is not my place to say this. Even so, I must thank you both. On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
I heard a door open. And close. Ah, I see. We're back.
Whew. Well, that was an adventure.
Indeed it was.
It may not have been the method Shield was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find CALYX and what we're going to do next. Indeed, while I remain curious about Preservation's research into the key, that is an investigation for another day.
That's probably an investigation for another patch.
Then let's head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our move.
That would be a good idea. Ah, the game was nice enough to even bring me here. Thank you, game.
Oh, damn that bastard CALYX. He waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment of triumph. And that infuriating, condescending way he spoke to us. We'll see whose time is up, you smug little weasel. Anyway, I know things didn't go to plan, but we learned a great deal about preservation. That knowledge could come in handy in the days to come. Though I may not be able to contribute much to a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with you all, providing what support that I can.
Oh, good on you, girl. Let's see if we can't get one more quest in. One of our own.
Dekumon, we've briefed Erenville on everything that has happened and sent word to the others. We've now but to consider what our next actions will be.
I mean, it's obvious. We go to Meso Terminal, we kick the guy's ass but good, and call it a day.
CALYX has offered you the opportunity to confront him directly. And though it feels much like striding face first into an ambush, we have little choice. If we are to destroy the memories he supposedly has stored in the upper reaches of the Meso Terminal, then that is where we must go. While I'm still upset at being deprived of my moment, I nevertheless did my due diligence. I can confirm that the relay we found was indeed transmitting surveillance data to a device somewhere in living memory. When you go to fight CALYX, pray let me fight alongside you. Let me fight for the memory of Otis and Zelenia, and for the other Sphene I may have become, but most importantly, for my beloved kingdom and a joyful tomorrow.
It has always been your fight as much as ours, if not more. Of course, but no reckless heroics. If things take a grim turn, I'm keeping you safe. No, it's not my right to keep her from this fight.
Thank you for understanding what this means to me. I'll be coming with you as well, you know. You know my reasons. I would hardly need saying, but your fellow Scions also have every intention of accompanying you into battle. So adamant were Alice and the others on this point that they've already left for living memory. I'm more than ready to do the same.
Well, shit. It's gonna be a big party.
I'll keep patrolling the streets for signs of trouble, especially from anyone wearing neo-regulators. Should you need anything from me, I'll be on standby here in the back room. I really want to go with you too, but I know I can't. I know that sometimes you have to be patient and trust in your friends.
That's right, little guy.
Oh, Dekumon. Kyle and I think we should talk to Gosan before we leave for living memory. Under CALYX's direction, preservation has helped shape Alexandrian society for centuries. Taking him down will have serious consequences, and we need to warn the officials in charge about what we intend.
It's not a bad idea.
Justifications aside, we shall be acting against the wishes of all who desire to become endless. Exactly. We don't know if Gosan will approve or oppose our chosen course, but either way, leaving without a word is the wrong thing to do.
That's probably right.
Come, we should be on our way. Resolution first, yes?
Yep. No, nod. Okay.
Be safe, everyone. We'll see you when it's over.
There's the nod. At least I didn't have to go chasing all over the place to find the guy. Of course, I don't remember what voice I gave you. Maybe we'll get lucky and this will be voiced.
I see.
Yeah.
A difficult situation.
He's got one of the Neos on him.
In the absence of an official sovereign, I agree that it is not preservation's place to dictate the future of our nation. However, I also cannot simply take a side and declare my support for your efforts to defeat CALYX.
Is that because of the new regulator you wear?
Mm-hmm.
I've yet to register it. I find myself caught between the fear of dying and the desire to carry out the duties of governance. My greatest concern is how we shall stem this ever-increasing terror of mortality when becoming endless is no longer an option. And that's to say nothing of the recent slaughter committed by our own soldiers. The fact that such violence was perpetrated for the very purpose of creating endless will, paradoxically, make it more difficult to endorse your chosen course. It may not seem logical, but for those who lost friends and family in the attacks, halting the creation process altogether would render the deaths of their loved ones utterly meaningless. Is it not cruel to rob them of what little solace they could claim, when we have only just learned what it is to mourn? Tell me, how are we meant to overcome such tragedies?
The same way everyone else has, my friend.
We stop begging others to teach us for a start.
Still see a couple regulators in there.
For the longest time, we've been protected by Queen Sphene and the systems put in place by our forebears. The hardships and responsibilities of life were distant things, and we felt entitled to our comforts, even as we barely noticed those who risked everything to keep us sheltered. But no more. From now on, we need to learn on our own. How to live with the promise of death. How to endure the pain of loss.
Mm-hmm.
We may never learn to love such things, but we may learn to survive them. The people beyond the barrier, even the Alexandrians of old, they've all had to live with these fears. There's no reason we can't do it too.
What are you all doing here?
Malachite called us in, and the Oblivion members briefed us on the current crisis. You don't stand idly by while your house burns down.
Well, hopefully you don't.
We came together and thought about how we could help.
Long story short, we've decided to join the fight alongside Oblivion.
Oh, shit.
I say fight, but we're well aware of how little use we'd be in actual combat.
A battle of ideas, on the other hand. Now that we might be qualified to do something about. We'll talk to our neighbors and do our best to quell their fears. Convince them to make the most of this life and enjoy all it has to offer. Perhaps that will help to ease your burden.
It actually would.
It certainly will. Even if a few are assuaged by your words, it will make things easier.
Well, that certainly helps take a load off. Look at this, the Alexandrians stepping up.
Those who have already registered will be difficult to sway, but there are still many who waver. Those are the ones we'll concentrate on.
Well, and also, as long as our boy over here doesn't register, he'll never hit the 5K. I was expecting to fire off something terrible.
Gossen, if you truly care for the people of Alexandria, then now's the time to start thinking of ways to prevent more deaths.
Were I to become endless at the expense of my countrymen's lives, I would regret it for the rest of my existence.
And if you were an endless, that would be a very long time, sir. Oh, Neo off. Watch him be the one lonely holdout.
Forgive my weakness. When the people have lost their way, it falls to the government to support and guide them. Alexandria can rise above this sorrow and find its way forward once more. Is that not so, Your Majesty?
Indeed it is.
Oh, are we finally gonna take off the hood and show off our face to everyone?
No, that wasn't... what I meant to say was...
Calm down, Sphene.
Busted.
Amity, you used her name.
Oh, double busted. Oh, they all knew already.
The perfect resemblance to our beloved Queen Sphene has not escaped our notice. Yet we also understand that you are not her. Having to live in secret, unable to share who you really are, that must have been hard on you.
No more dagger outfit?
When you come back, please tell us all about yourself. I imagine yours is a rather outlandish story, but we're eager to hear it all the same. You're one of us, an Alexandrian, and we don't abandon our own.
There we go. Finally decided to stop hiding.
I promise to return. And when I do, I look forward to speaking with you all.
Good. Can we please end this quest on a happy note before something crazy and stupid happens? Alright, Sphene. That was fun.
Everyone was so warm and welcoming. Alexandrians are, as ever, a stalwart people. How glad I am to be home.
Oh, there you go. Turn the camera so I can see everybody a little better.
Thank you, Gossam. That decision must have been difficult to make.
If only I could claim the courage to do so came from within. The final push came from Alexandria's citizens, and that bravery in taking the first step towards change.
Speaking of which, can I ask you to lock that near regulator away where no one else can get to it? That should prevent the registrations from reaching the target number.
I should be glad to do so, but I fear it would be to no avail. According to our most recent surveys, the number of neo-regulators in circulation exceeds the stated 5,000. I surmise the surplus units are to account for those like myself who have had a change of heart or are otherwise hesitant to register. That does sound like something CALYX would do. Well, we'll have to face him either way, so no point in delaying the inevitable. On to living memory.
Trying to hide my nod behind Sphene there, blending in. Okay. Meanwhile, over with Erenvel.
Things seem much the same.
People are starting to talk. The music is very, like, positive and uplifting.
So listen, you have nothing more to fear than any other normal day. Deep breaths. We'll get through this.
There you go.
You'd be telling them much the same if you were here. I suppose it falls to me now.
Thinking of dear old mom. He's got the little charm on his back. Well, this was a place I was hoping never to have to come back to. It's too damn depressing here with everybody gone. Hey, Stola.
Tis good to see our comrades hale and girded for battle. As for us, we've been ahead to inspect the lay of the land. There were no changes of note, aside from within the Meso Terminal itself. Why? What's happened to the Meso Terminal? The wall has receded to provide a convenient entrance into the structure's interior. There was no such ingress when last we were here, so we must assume that CALYX has since manipulated the terminal's electrobe. All to facilitate his most gracious invitation to the upper levels. An invitation I am eager to accept. For the sake of all who love Alexandria, I will not yield nor leave them to despair.
Good on you, girl. Good on ya. Take the crit one. But for the time being, I think I'm gonna have to call this here. No dungeon yet. Oy, the back half of this is gonna be a little slog. I think there's still 3 quests left, if my math is correct. And that means 3 quests, the dungeon, and the trial. Hoo boy! That's gonna be a long episode. But we'll deal with it when we get to it. In the meantime, if you have enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Eorzean adventures. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.